मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं त्वं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं श्रीकृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमोऽस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। नमो महावदन्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णया कृष्णचैतन्य नाम्ने गौरात्तुसे नमः। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रस्थाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश तारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयं नित्यं भगवती उत्तमश्लोके तीरभवती नैष्ठिकी। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकीनन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। So, yesterday we discussed about the creation of the material world and three Vishnus, Karanodakshai Vishnu, Garbhodakshai Vishnu, and Kshirodakshai Vishnu. They play the role which are the expansion of Vishnu, Krishna, and they create the material world. So we have seen that yesterday. And we also learn about that Lord incarnates through Kshirodakshai Vishnu. So the source of all incarnations is Kshirodakshai Vishnu. And there are so many, innumerable incarnations. So this chapter 3 that we are on, Shrimad Bhagwatam, Canto 1, Chapter 3, describes 22 incarnations. Okay. So today we'll have our lesson number 14, descriptions of incarnations, part 1, because we only gonna take 3 incarnations today, which is described in verse 6, 7, and 8. Okay. So, first of all, we will read those verses and then I will explain it to you. Let me get that thing. Okay. Okay, so chapter 3, the Krishna is the source of all incarnations. And those verses, we covered 5 verses yesterday, text up to text 5. So we're going to do the text 6 today, text 6, 7, and 8. Okay, so text 6 describe first incarnation, which is called Komar. Sa eva prathamam devaha Kaumaram sargamasritaha chachara duscharam brahma brahmacharyam akhanditam. So translation for this verse is very simple. First of all, in the beginning of creation, there were the 4 unmarried sons of Brahma, the Kumaras, who, being situated in a vow of celibacy, underwent severe austerities for realization of the absolute truth. And the second verse describes the second incarnation, which is Vara, pig, boar incarnation. Dvitiyam tu bhavayasya rasatalagatam mahim uddirasyantam upadatta Yagneshah Saukaram Vapuhu. Saukaram is Varaha avatar, Sukar, pig. You can say boar incarnation. So the supreme enjoyer of all sacrifices accepted the incarnation of a boar, the second incarnation. And for the welfare of the earth, he lifted the earth from the nether region of the universe. Okay. So this is the boar incarnation.
Babaji, I have a question.
Yes.
But Ranakshaya brought the earth in the Garbhodaksha Vishnu, the Garbhodaksha ocean.
Yeah, Garbhodak ocean is in Garbhodaksha Vishnu stays in Garbhodak ocean. Okay, all right. So these 3 were third verse. I mean, text number 8. But this third incarnation is Trutiyam. Trutiyam is third. Trutiyam Rusi Saragam Vai Devarsitvam Upetya Saha Tantram Satvatam Achasta Naiskarmyam Karamanam Yataha. So it says, in the millennium of the Rusis, the personality of Godhead accepted third empowered incarnation in the form of Devarsi Narad, who is a great sage among the demigod. He collected exposition of the Vedas, which deal with devotional service and which inspire non-fruitive action. Okay, so today we're going to learn about these 3 incarnations. First, Kaumara, second, Vara or boar incarnation, and third, Narad incarnation. Okay, so first of all, let us understand why Krishna incarnates. So Suta Goswami describes here, incarnates means also descends or come down. Incarnates, descends, avatar, they are the same meaning, means Lord comes from spiritual world to material world. Incarnate, he comes. Now, why does he come? When the demons in this material world disturb the devotees, Lord Krishna comes from the spiritual world as different incarnations and different time, to protect the devotees. Now, some of the incarnations are Krishna or Krishna's expansion, and sometimes he empowered some personality and they also come here as an incarnation. And Lord Krishna comes so many times in different forms, and you cannot even count them. But in this chapter, as I mentioned, that Lord comes. Now, first of all, we can also see how he comes or how he takes birth and what he does and when he comes. So, in that regard, in Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna says, Ajopi api san avyayatma bhutanam iswaropi san prakrutim swamadhisthaya sambhavami atmamaya. He here explains how he takes birth. First of all, he says that by his internal potency. So he says, although I am unborn and my transcendental body never deteriorates, and although I am the Lord of all living entities, I still appear in every millennium by my original form. Okay. But then why he comes? So that he explains in the next where he says, Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata abhyuthanam dharmasya tadatmanam srujamyaham. He says, whenever and wherever there is a decline in religious practice or descendant of and a predominant rise of irreligion, at that time I descend myself. And what he does, paritranaya sadhunam vinasaya cha duskrutam dharma sanstapana arthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. To deliver the pious and annihilate the miscreant, as well as to re-establish the principle of religion, I myself appear millennium after millennium. So he comes sometimes himself, sometimes his incarnations. Okay. Now there are 6 types of incarnation described in this chapter. We will learn that in the later part of the chapter, but I will just give that names. There are 6 types of avatar. So one type is Yuga avatar, they call it. What is Yuga avatar means? Yuga, as you know, there are 4 yugas, right? Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapar Yuga, and Kali Yuga. Okay. So in Yuga avatar means in every yuga. So there is a particular color of the Lord in every yuga. For example, in Satya Yuga, white color. Treta Yuga, he comes in red color. Dwapar Yuga, he comes in black color. And in Kali Yuga, he comes as yellow color. So those are Yuga Avatar. Each Yuga, he comes, okay? Then second Purus Avatar, we learned yesterday about Purus Avatar. 3 Vishnus, Karnodaksai, Garbhodaksai, Kshirodaksai, right? See, we learned that. Third type of incarnation is Guna Avatar, which is Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva. They take up the quality of material modes of nature, which is sattva gun, rajagun, tamogun, in English, mode of goodness, passion, and ignorance. Okay, so when he takes mode of passion, he acts as a Brahma. Then when he takes a mode of goodness, he acts as a Vishnu. When he takes the mode of ignorance, he acts as a Lord Shiva. Okay, like that. So these are Guna avatar. Then there is a Sakyavesh avatar. For example, Parshuram, Pruthu Maharaj, Rushabdev, like that. So particular power Lord gives for particular time, for particular leela, for particular pastime, And then there are so many leela avatars are there. Narsingh avatar, Vaman avatar, Ram avatar. These are the leela avatars. And also there are Manvant avatars, Manvantara avatars. Because in each day of Brahma, there are 14 Manus, okay? So we have read these 3 avatars, and now Kumar avatar and Bor avatar, which is pig, and the third is Narad. So we're gonna discuss about it. So let me share the screen to you to show that. Okay, let me this one. So yesterday we have seen this, right? Mahavishnu, Karunadaksai Vishnu, and then also we discuss about Garbhodaksai Vishnu. So now today we are discussing about incarnations. And the first incarnation is Kumar incarnations. Okay. So we'll discuss a little bit about it, which is, I have read the verse already, uh, in which it says that uh, the Kumaras appeared in the Kumar creation of the material world. Why do they appear? They appear to teach us process of Brahman realization. Okay, so you can see here, first of all, in the beginning of creation, there were 4 unmarried sons of Brahma, the Kumaras, okay, who, being situated in a vow of celibacy, underwent severe austerities for realization of the absolute truth. Okay. So these Kumaras are empowered incarnation, and before executing the severe type of disciplinary action, all of them became qualified Brahmanas. So this is very important. One has to become a Brahmana. So this example suggests that one must first acquire qualification of a Brahmana, not simply by birth, but by quality. And then one can undergo the process of Brahman realization. So these 4 Kumaras, the purpose of their coming is like the they are the first 4 sons of Lord Brahma. Okay, in the beginning, yesterday we learned how Brahma came on the lotus flower, coming out from the navel of the Garbhodaksai Vishnu. Yeah. So these 4 sons name Sanak, Sanatan, okay, Sanandan, and Sanat Kumar. Okay, these are the 4 sons, but their name is Kumaras. You can see the picture here, 4 Kumaras.
Yes, Mate, Prabhuji, you can repeat the name.
Okay, so you can ask questions at the end. Okay, don't speak in between. All right. So these Kumaras, they are born from Lord Brahma's mind. Okay, and they are called therefore Manasa Putra. Mind in Sanskrit is Manasa. Because they are born from the mind of Lord Brahma, they are called Manasa Putra. Okay. And they are young boys, about 5-year-old, you can see. And they don't wear any clothes. They are empowered. Empowered incarnation means Lord Krishna has empowered, gave some energy to them, for particular, each carnation has its own function to do. And for that reason, Lord Krishna gave them that particular power. Okay. So reason for coming is that they are the incarnations of the knowledge of the Supreme Lord. And as such, they explain transcendental knowledge so explicitly that all the sages could at once assimilate the knowledge without least difficulty. They were so expert in knowledge giving, they were celibate, brahmachari from the very beginning. So actually, Lord Brahma, after producing them from his mind, he told them to get married and have children, but they did not want to. Instead, they decided to stay as children forever because they thought life gets more complicated as children grow into adult. So they knew that the best thing for them to do was to become self-realized devotee. So one day, the 4 Kumaras decided to go to Vaikuntha planet. There are so many Vaikuntha planet in spiritual sky. So when they arrived at the gate, they were stopped by a gatekeeper whose name was Jai and Vijay, who refused to let them in. The Kumaras became very offended that they had not been prevented from entering Vaikuntha, and that's why they cursed Jai and Vijay. So we will come that, we will learn that later on in the Bhagavatam, but this is just the purpose of this Kumara incarnation. So what is happening here? The Kumaras curse them, Jay and Vijay, to be born on earth as enemies of the Lord. I mean, they became demons. Like the first set, they have to take three births. So in first set, they become Hiranyaks and Hiranyakasipu. Then next, they became Ravan and Kumbhakarna. And in the third set, they became Shishupal and Dantavakra.
Prabhuji, I have to say that actually they did not curse that they have to take three births. They said you have to take birth on a material world, and then
Suraj,
Krishna.
Suraj, please ask your all the questions after the session. Prabhuji will continue the class first. Okay, Suraj?
Okay.
Okay, Prabhuji.
Yeah. You can keep your all questions. We will discuss at the end. Okay. All right. So Lord Vishnu then appeared. As soon as he knew that something is going on at the gate, the gatekeeper, his parson, Jay and Vijay were there. So Lord Vishnu came. So at that time, what happened? Miracle thing happened. Those Kumaras smell the tulsi leaves. They were offered to the Lord Narayan there. And they became so much uh, empowered with devotion. So they became immediately devotee, you know. So previously, they were attached to the Lord's Brahman feature. Remember, we learned three features of realization: Brahman, Paramatma, and Bhagavan. So they were Brahman realized. But when they smelled the tulsi leaves, they became a Bhagavan realized person. Okay. So because that smelling of the tulsi leaves were so fragrant and so nice, they were attracted by it. You know. So this was about the Kumara incarnations. Now next we will talk about Varah Avatar. As you can see, which I have read the verse in which it says, the supreme enjoyer of all sacrifices accepted the incarnation of a boar, and for the welfare of the earth, he lifted the earth from the nether region of the universe. So here you can see the picture of Lord Vara. Vara, he came in a pig form, right, boar form, to lift that earth which was in the Garbhodak ocean. Okay, so uh, the indication is that for each and every incarnation of personality of Godhead, the particular function executed is also mentioned. So it means we have to understand why he came as a Vara. So that will tell us there cannot be any incarnation without a particular function. And such functions are always extraordinary. They are impossible for any living being to perform. The incarnations of the board was to take the earth out of Pluto's region of fieldy matter. Picking up something from a fieldy place is done by a boar. And the all powerful personality of a Godhead displayed this wonder to the Asuras who had hidden the earth in such a filthy place. So there is nothing impossible for the personality of a Godhead. Uh, and although he played the part of a boar by the devotee, he is worshipped, staying always in transcendental. So for his glorification, uh, Jaidev Goswami has written the poem, which we will read later on. But I would like to tell you a little bit more about these Vara incarnation. That Vara, which is boar, he is a direct incarnation of the Lord. Okay, and the main feature of this is you can see in the picture, he has tusk and a club. Okay, he appears in different millennium. So actually, there are two different millennium he has appeared. In one millennium he was white, and in another millennium he was reddish. Millennium means a day of Brahma. Okay, so, and the reason we already read here, he is born from the nose of Lord Brahma when the earth needs to be saved from the bottom of the Garbhodak ocean. So this is his activity, that when the earth falls, Lord Varadev appears from the nose of Lord Brahma to rescue it from the bottom region of the filthy matter. Now, picking up something from a filthy place is done by a boar. As we usually know, pig, normally you have seen it, they always stay in the muddy area where it is filthy place. So the Lord descends himself to save the earth from the bottom of the ocean. When arising from the waters, he is challenged by the powerful demon called Hiranyaksha. So he fights with Hiranyaksha using this club, and then finally kills the demon by slapping him at the root of his ear. So this is about the Varaha avatar, and the Jayadev Goswami has picked the 10 main avatara in for which he has written a poem. So for this avatar, which is in Sanskrit, it is called Sukra. Okay, so that verse is very nice. We will recite at the end also, but I'll recite now. Vasati dasana sikhare dharani tava lagna sasini kalanka kaleva nimagna kesavadruta sukara rupa jaya jagadisha hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare. So this Vara falls under the category of main 10 incarnations for which Jayadev Goswami has written a Dasavatar Stotra. So from that I have read that thing. Now we will move to the third incarnation. Now before that, I just wanted to let you know that when Krishna comes in these all incarnations to teach also, for example, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu taught something, and to attract us so that we can meditate, we can remember upon his pastime. Even though Krishna incarnates so many times, he's still original Lord. You know, he still remains the same Supreme Lord. Just like sometimes actor on a theater, right? He may be dressed differently for different character that he is playing there on the stage, but actually he is only a one person. He may appear in different costumes, different dresses to perform different pastime, different character, you know. And another example that I can give is, for example, if there is one candle burning, okay, and some more candle uh, can light up from that one candle, right? You have during birthday party celebration, right? So you uh, light the one candle. From that candle, you can light so many other candles, okay? But that does not diminish the light of the first candle, okay? It will still original. So this is the uh, certain things that we need to understand in the matter of incarnations here, okay? So now we'll move to the third incarnation that we're going to talk about today is Narad Rusi, which we said in 8 verse, and this is here, Narad Muni, okay? So for that, it is said here, he has always Veena in his hand, you can see, you know. So we'll see a little bit about Narad Muni. In the millennium of Rusis, the personality of Godhead accepted the third empowered incarnation in the form of Devarsi Narad, who is a great sage among the demigod. He collected exposition of the Vedas, which deal with devotional service and which inspire non-fruitive action. Okay, so this Muni, Narad Muni, as we know, a little bit past life also, that he was the son of a maid servant, but then he became a Narad Muni. So we will also learn more about him in chapter 4, 5, and 6, okay, where he is the guru of Sila Vyasdev, you know. So he instruct Vyasdev to write Shrimad Bhagwatam and all these things. So we will learn more about him. But for now, this great Rishi, Narad Muni, is empowered incarnation of the personality of a Godhead. So why he came? He came to propagate devotional service all over the universe. Because always he said, Narayana, Narayana, you know. He has this tambura, and he can move any place. You know, he can go to Swargaloka, he can go to Vaikuntha Loka, he can go to all material planets, he can go to even hellish planet also. And the main purpose of Narad Rishi is to preach devotional service. And he makes many devotees, you know, we'll see that. All great devotees of the Lord all over the universe and in different planets and species of the life are his disciple. So Vyasdev, as we're going to learn in chapter 4, 5, 6, his compiler of Srimad Bhagwatam is also one of his
Stop
disciples.
taking random screenshots.
What is it? So please stay muted till I open up for discussion, okay? Narad is the author of Narad Pancharatra. He has given us a Pancharatra Shastra, which is the base for worshipping the deity in the temple. If you have gone to temple, devotee worship the deity according to the instruction of Narad Muni. There he has written in this Pancharatra. Okay, so he gave us Pancharatra so we can worship the deities of the Lord, Radha Krishna. You know. Now, this Narad Pancharatra trains the karmis or the fruitive workers to achieve liberation from the bondage of fruitive work. The conditioned souls are mostly attracted by fruitive work because they want to enjoy life by the sweat of their own brows. The whole universe is full of fruitive workers in all species of life. The fruitive works include all kinds of economic development plans. But the law of nature provides that every action has its resultant reaction, and the performer of the work is bound up by such reactions. So this is the effect of karma that we do in this material world. You know, the reaction of good work is comparative material prosperity, whereas the reaction of bad work is comparative material distress. But material conditions, either in so-called happiness or in so-called distress, are all meant ultimately for distress only. But foolish materialists have no information of how to obtain eternal happiness in the unconditional state. So Sri Narad Muni informs those foolish fruitive workers how to realize the reality of happiness. And that is the Lord Narad Muni does that. He gives direction to the diseased man of the world, how one's present engagement can lead one to the path of spiritual emancipation. You know. So Narad Muni's character is very, very unique, and he is the chief among the sage in the demigod. So all demigod consider Devarshi Narad, Devarushi, Devarshi in Devarushi. See, he is the sages among all demigods. And that is why he considered as a principal, means main devotee. Okay. He is an empowered incarnation of the Lord, and he's always broadcasting the names of the glories of the Lord, and he's brahmachari. He travels all over the universe, chanting and playing his string instrument, which is called Veena. And he comes to spread devotional service all over the cosmos and is one of the 12 Mahajanas. One time we learn about 12 Mahajanas like Brahma, Narad, Shiva, Kapil, all these. So he's one of the 12 Mahajanas. Mahajanas means great authority. Okay, they know the religion perfectly. So that's why they come under the category of Mahajan. He always chants the names of the glories of the Lord. He acts as an instigator in many of the Lord's pastime. For example, in Krishna's pastime, when Vasudev and Devki, Kamsa, Devki's brother, imprisoned them because he heard the sky voice that eighth child of Devki will kill you. So immediately Kamsa, even though Devki was his sister and Vasudev, they put them in a prison house. And actually he wanted to kill Devki, but Vasudev told him that do not kill him because you have a fear of his sons. So let's make a deal that I give you all his, children as soon as born. So on that condition, he kept them in a prison. So when the first son came, so Vasudev, according to his promise, he went to Kamsa, and then he was trying to tell Kamsa that, okay, according to my promise, I brought my firstborn son here. But then Kamsa said that, no, 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 it is not the first son. It is the eighth son that's going to kill me. So do not worry, take your son back. Okay, so at that time, Narad Muni played a role because he wants to instigate Kamsa that you are a full number one, because this number one, you don't know the tricks of demigod, because they wanted to kill you, they can come anytime. And Narad Muni, just to convince Kamsa, he showed him a lotus flower, and there's like a petals of the lotus flower, right? And he told him to count that petal. So if you start from here, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. So, but then if you start from another petal, the 8 will be something different. So in that way, he convinced Kamsa that you have to kill all the sons, like that. So that is the Narad Muni played a great role in that portion. Actually, it is the pastimes because he wanted that Lord should come as soon as possible. Right. So in that case, he played that role and convinced Kamsa. He also dispels the confusion of Vyasdev and tells him to write a Shrimad Bhagwatam, okay, which we will learn in a later chapter. He is the spiritual master of Vyasdev, Valmiki, Prahlad Maharaj, Dhruv Maharaj, the Prachetas, Chitraketu, and many other prominent personalities in Vedic history. He is the author of Narad Pancharatra. We discussed about that, which is very good for performing deity worship. So these are the main 3 incarnations we have learned today. There are 22 of those. So we will learn some of them tomorrow, and we'll keep going with it till we learn about all 22 incarnations. So basically, what we have learned today is why does Krishna incarnate, right? So there are a couple of, but simple answer for that is to protect the devotees from demon. Okay, and how many types of incarnations? I have told you about 6 types of incarnations, right? And then who is the father of 4 Kumaras? We can learn from that thing. So Lord Brahma was the father of 4 Kumaras. Actually, Lord Brahma was the only entity. So everybody is, Brahma is father for everyone. Then Kumaras, when they went to Vaikuntha, they cursed someone. And those were Narayan, Vishnu's Parasad, Jai and Vijay. Yeah. And the Kumaras became, how did they become devotee? By smelling the tulsi leaves. And who lifted the earth from the filthy place? So we learned that incarnation, which is boar incarnation, right? And the boar or Varaha incarnation came from the nose of Brahma, you know. And then in fighting, he killed Hiranyaksha. You know. And the Narad Muni main function is to spread a devotional service, you know, Krishna consciousness. That was his main. So whenever Narad Muni comes in the Shrimad Bhagwatam, there are so many pastimes where he made so many people's devotee, Dhruv Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj, Chitraketu, as I mentioned, you know, they were all his devotees, you know. So now, before we going to question answer session, uh, we want to recite this Jaidev prayer and then one of the previous verse that we have done. Okay. So first of all, ready. Let's see. We're gonna recite after me. We're gonna recite this Jaidev Goswami's prayer regarding the Varah avatar, boar incarnation. Okay. Vasati dasana sikhare dharani avalagna.
Vasati dashana shikare dharani tava lagna.
Sasinikalanka kaleva nimagna.
Shashani kalanka kaleva nimagna.
Keshavadruta Sararupa Jaya Jagadisha Hare.
Keshavadrita Malahari Rupa
Jaya Jagadisha Hare. Jaya Jagadisha Hare. Jaya Jagadisha Hare.
So this is just you have to memorize. This is for your information. Now I will read the translation of prayer. Okay. Jaidev Goswami says, O Keshav, O Lord of the universe, O Lord Hari, who have assumed the form of a bull, all glories to you. The earth, which had become immersed in the Garden ocean at the bottom of the universe, sits fixed upon the tip of your tusk like a spot upon the moon. Because he is a poet, he can compare that thing with the moon. Okay. Now, our regular verse reciting, remember in the first lesson, we learned about Kaumara Acharet Pragno. So, and that is for your, you have to memorize this verse. So, please recite after. We're going to practice today about that verse. So, please recite after me. Kaumaram Acharet Pragno. Kaumara Acharet Bhagavatam iho.
Dharmam Bhagavataniha.
Bhagavatam iho.
Dharmam Bhagavataniha.
Durladvam manusam janma.
Durlabam manusam janma.
Durlabam manusam janma.
Durlabam manusam janma.
Api adhruvam arthadam.
Dhruvam Murthadam.
One more time. Kaumara Acharet
Kumara Ashare Pragno.
Dharman Bhagavatam iho.
Dharmam Bhagavataniha.
Durlabam manusam janma tadapi adruvamarthadam. Very good. So we'll practice all these verse, every day, every time when we meet. Okay, now there is a time for question and answer. So I will take the screen off here and you can raise your hand and ask the questions.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for a wonderful class. So I request to everyone who has any questions, any comments, please raise your hands. So first I need, what is the name, where he is? What is the name of the guy? Shlok, right? Suraj, please unmute yourself.
Yes.
Our volume is
Suraj,
low.
do you have any question? Please ask to Prabhuji.
No, I don't remember raising my hand. Maybe in previous class I raised my hand and it's still there.
No, Suraj, no, raise your hands. I just wanted to know, do you want to say something in between the class? You can now feel free to ask.
Oh, okay. I wanted to say that like Lord Vishnu actually did not want to like they didn't curse that they have to take three birds. Lord Vishnu gave like two like choices. One to be 7 lifetimes on earth as a devotee, and the other one was 3 lifetimes as a demon.
Yes.
They picked the 3 lifetime as a demon one because they could not take a long time separation from the Lord.
Yes, very good. Yeah, that's what we will learn in the later part of the chapter in 7 Canto. Yeah, so what happened when the curse was given? So uh, the four Kumaras cannot make that curse back. So then there is a compromise that okay, you take 7 birth as a devotee and 3 birth as a demon. So they gave them a choice. Okay, and because they wanted to come hurriedly again back to the Vaikuntha planet, they chose 3 birth of demon. And it is also the wish of the Lord, because he wanted to fight with them. So this is all pastime purpose, because of Lord wanted to do some pastime. So some reason this happens. Okay.
Prabhuji, I have a question.
All right. You got it clear?
You got it?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay.
Thank you, Suraj. Thank you so much. Neha Shri.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. So my question is, so what are the two more Kumaras of Lord Brahma, Sam Samatna and Sanat Kumara. So what's the two more?
Yeah, therefore Sanat Kumar, Sanandan, Sanatan.
What did you say, Prabhuji?
The names of the Kumaras you want to know, right?
Yes.
Okay. So Sanat is number 1.
Okay.
Second is Sanatan.
Okay.
Third is Sanandan.
Okay, Sanandan.
Fourth is Sanat Kumar.
Fourth is Sanat Kumar. Okay. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Yeah, they all together called Kumaras. Okay.
Okay. So my next question is about the yogas. What are the yogas? Sat yoga. Which color is it?
White.
White. Okay. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, you are.
And I have one more question. So I have like a question. So the Avatara Stotram, I want to in written form.
Dasavatar Stotra.
Write down.
Okay, we will send you this.
Okay.
There are 10 stotras. I don't know if you have a song book of ISKCON. Do you have song book of Vaishnava?
No.
Okay, you don't have it. Okay, so we will post it on your parents' group maybe. Okay.
Okay. Thank you, Prabhuji. So my last question is, so is vegetarian like not eating food that comes from animals?
What is it? Non-veg comes.
So does vegetarian means that no that we can't
Yeah,
eat anything from animals?
yeah. Vegetarian means not eating meat.
But anything but not like from animals like honey.
Honey, you can take it.
Okay, but not meat, right?
Not meat or eggs or fish or like that.
Okay. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Neha. The next one is Govindo. Govindo.
Yes, I
Yeah.
am saying when in Jai Vijay pastime in he had three birds, but he was Jai. What is no? What is the three birds of Jai and Vijay?
Yeah, the first birth is Hiranyaksha, and Hiranyakasipu.
Okay,
Second birth is Ravan and Kumbhakarna.
okay,
And third birth is Sisupal and Dantavakra.
okay. But he was Kamsa that time.
No, Kamsa is a different Kalnemi. He was
Okay, Hare
Kalnemi in
Krishna.
his previous life, Kamsa.
Okay, Hare Krishna.
Okay.
Thank you, Govindo. The
Next.
next one is Josna. Josna.
I just have a small question. What are the in which yuga or in which time did the four Kumaras come?
In four Kumaras came in very beginning of it's the Satya Yuga.
Okay, thank you, Prabhuji. Hare
You-
Krishna.
Thank you, Josna. The next one is Keshav.
Prabhuji, can you repeat the names of the four Kumaras?
Yes, Sanaka, Sanatana, Sanandan, and Sanat Kumar. Got it, Keshav? Sanaka, Sanatana, Sanandana, and Sanat Kumar.
Okay.
Can you repeat it one more time?
Pardon me?
Can you
Prabhuji,
repeat it one more time?
Yes. Sanaka,
Yeah.
Sanatan, Sanandan, and Sanat Kumar.
I got confused, Prabhuji. Is it Sanaka, or Sanata?
Sanaka, Sanaa.
Okay, thank you, Prabhuji.
You're welcome.
okay. Thank you, Keshav. Mihika, go ahead.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. So my question is, you said the six avatars, like you said Leela avatars. Could you repeat those?
6 types of taras, huh? What is
Yes.
that?
Like 6 types of taras. Could you repeat them?
Yeah, who are they, you mean?
Yes, like Leela avatars. What were the rest?
For example, Nusi avatar is Leela avatar, Vaman avatar is Leela avatar.
And what were for Guna avatar?
Guna avatar is Brahma, Vishnu, and Mahesh. Because Brahma, Vishnu, Lord Shiva, Guna avatar. Guna is material modes that goodness, passion, and ignorance. So,
And what were the rest 4 types of?
okay, the number one is Yuga avatar, means in each and every yug there is a avatar. So, Yuga avatar.
Okay, Prabhuji.
Then Purus avatar, which we learned yesterday regarding 3 Vishnu, Karanodaksai Vishnu, they were Purus avatar. Karanodaksai, Garbhodaksai, and Kshirodaksai, they are Purus avatar. So, that is second type. Third type is Guna avatar. Fourth type is Sakti-Avesh avatar, like Parsuram, Prithu Maharaj, Rushabdev in Bhagwatam, you know. This is an example. There may be many. I'm just giving you a few examples.
Okay,
And
Prabhuji.
there is also Lila avatars are so many also.
Okay, Prabhuji. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Pratyush.
Oh, Hare Krishna, Prabhu. So what do these names mean?
Which
Like the names of the 4 Kumaras? Like, is there a special meaning to them, or is it just given like that?
well, it's just given in the Shastras like that. There is no, I mean, uh, it does not give a meaning to that word. It just gives the name them 4 Kumaras. These are the name, you know.
Okay, thank you, Prabhu.
You're welcome.
So, okay, kids. Now our question answer session is going over. So now we have to play Kahoot. So Radhika Kasturi Mataji is there.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranams, all glories to Sri Guru and Gauranga, Dandavat Prabhuji, Dandavat Mataji. Kids, we can get started with our Kahoot session.
Yes,
Hare
Mataji.
Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Okay, please be ready with your devices. And I'm going to give you the Kahoot pin for today's session. Okay. All right. Here we go. 730-3369. 730-3369. I see 13. Hi, Govind.
I didn't join Mataji.
Oh, okay, I'm going to wait for some more time. I see there are more participants than yesterday today. Who's B? Can you put your name? So next time, whenever you put your name on Kahoot, put your name, okay? Not sure who B is, but next time, whoever that B is, you can put in your own name. Thank you. Okay. Is it all? Is that all? Can we get started with our Kahoot kids?
Yes, Mataji.
Okay, great. Thank you so much, kids. We are going to get started now. Why does Krishna incarnate? To favor non-devotees, to protect the devotees from the demon, to help the living entities. Wonderful. Most of you all got it right except one person. Uh, Again, this is directly coming from Shrimad Bhagwatam. Okay, here are our top 5. Aditya, Mishi, Pratyush, Samarth, and Keshav. Second question. How many types of incarnations are there? 6, 5, 4.
Oh, I misclicked.
I'm not sure about this question. I think.
Mataji, I think it's 4.
No, I got it correct. I got it wrong.
I got it correct, Mom.
Okay, good. 10 people got it right.
Keshav.
And we have a whole realignment of people here. Kids, Mishi, Keshav, Samrit, YRP, and Mihika. Okay, third question for today. Who is the father of the 4 Kumaras? Shiva, Brahma, or Vishnu? Yes, wonderful. Everybody got it right. Congratulations. So Ramachandra has come up and Mishi is leading. Okay, what did the Kumaras do to realize about the absolute truth? What did they do? They performed austerities, they created progeny, they practiced karma.
Mataji, what is prognity?
Progeny is the developing children, kids, just progeniting, expanding.
I clicked circle on accident.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. So this is, they performed austerities to develop, to realize the absolute truth. Okay. All right. And we have Ramachandra, Samrit, YRP, Mihika, and Jyotsana. Fifth question for today. To whom Kumaras cursed? Who did the Kumaras curse actually? Bali Maharaj, Jaya and Vijaya, or Ambarish Maharaj? Who did the Kumaras curse? They cursed Jaya and Vijaya. Everybody got this right. Congratulations, kids. Okay, here are the top 5. Wonderful. Sixth question for today. How Kumaras became devotees? By smelling the flowers of jasmine, by smelling the lotus, by smelling the tulasi leaves.
Mataji, I misclicked.
Oh,
Me too.
Mataji, I thought it was by smelling the lotus, feet, the tulsis on the lotus feet of Krishna, but
oh, okay. Yeah, by smelling the fragrance of the tulasi leaves. That is how they turned into devotees. Okay. As soon as they entered the abode, then they happened to smell the tulasi leaves, after which they happened to change and they became devotees. All right, and here are the top 5. Congratulations, kids. And we will go on to our 7th question for today. Who lifted the earth from the filthy place? Matsya incarnation, Boar incarnation, or the Kurma incarnation?
Mataji, your volume is low.
Okay, volume is low. Is this better?
Mataji, my whole Kahoot, like I know it was the I knew the correct answer, except it just clicked it automatically without even me doing anything. That was the one thing that says Kurma incarnation. I knew the
Right. It is the Boar incarnation. Through the Boar incarnation, he brought it, he lifted the earth and brought it up, right? And that's okay, Aditya. Yeah, if you have any questions, you can ask Prabhuji, who is on the call after this game. Okay, anybody, any questions, just wait for Prabhuji to clarify the answers for you and why it is. Say, for example, who the 6 incarnations are, and if you have any questions on the incarnation, what is Kurma, what is Makshya, Prabhuji can answer those questions for you. Okay. All right, and here are the top 5. Congratulations. Please note your questions down and ask after the Kahoot. From where did Varaha appear? From the eyes of Brahma, from the nose of Brahma, from the head of Brahma. Which part of the body did Varaha appear from? Is it audible? Am I audible?
Yes.
Wonderful. All 16 got right. Okay, Ramachandra is leading, followed by Samrit, YRP, Mihika, and Jyotsna. B has an highest answer streak of 8, which means B has got all answers correct. Congratulations, B. And ninth question for today. Who did Lord Varaha fight with? Hiranyakashipu, Hiranyaksha, or Kamsa? We all know that Varaha, Lord Varaha, he fought with somebody, and I would like to know who that is. Okay, Hiranyaksha and not Hiranyakashipu. Two people got it wrong. All right. And Mihika, something is going on with you. You have 9 correct answers in a row. Very attentive listening, Mihika. And whoever who has scored very 100%, which means that you have listened attentively to Shrimad Bhagwatam by Prabhuji. Right? Why does Narada Rishi appear? To protect living entities, to perform austerities, to spread devotional service. Narada Muni, why did he appear in this world? What was the reason? Okay, all of you all got it right except one. The protecting devotional serve, protecting living entities was just a wrong answer. And we're going to now.
Mataji, I have to tell you something. I misclicked a few of them, so
Okay,
I'm not in the usual position where I.
no problem, Suraj. As long as you understood what the correct answers are, that's good. See, we have top 3 winners. Ramachandra, Samrit, and Mihika. B, and who else was on the 5th place? B, and I just missed. Did you know that? I'm sorry, I got distracted. But anyway,
Mataji,
yes.
I did one or two questions wrong, and I went to 13th place, but the rest of the questions I got correct, but it was never going down.
Yeah. So see here we have 90% and 100%, and that is the reason everybody has listened very attentively to the class, and hence most of them got 100% up. Okay, we'll see the first 5 winners. YRP, I missed YRP. Yash, congratulations. And after that, 7th place, Krishna Chinta, he just missed 1 question. Nihal also missed 1. Naomi missed 1. Ela missed 1. Jyotsna also missed 1, and Keshav probably 2, Pratyush 2, Mishi 2, Nehashri, Suraj, Gobinda, Kushi, Aditya. Aditya, it looks like you didn't answer three questions, and Rishabh didn't answer 9 questions. And that is the reason why we see such low scores there. And I also see that Kushi did not answer 1 question. Okay, kids, is that fine? Any questions on the Kahoot questions per se?
I have a question. What is the second one? I cannot see.
How many types of incarnations are there?
Oh, click 4. Click 4.
How many types?
6.
And
Yes.
And Mataji, what are the 6 incarnations? What are the name?
Prabhuji, do you want to answer that question for them? Hare Krishna, Hare Lila Prabhu.
Yes. So those types, as I mentioned, there are Yuga Avatar, Guna Avatar, Purus Avatar, Satyaves Avatar, Leela Avatar, and Manvant Avatar. Okay.
Okay. Is it
6 types of incarnation.
is it Manamanta?
Manvant Avatar is there are 14 Manus in one day of Brahma, and in each Manu there is an avatar also. Each Manu,
Please say it again. Can you say it again, Prabhuji?
yeah, in a day of Brahma the whole day of Brahma, the 14 Manus reign the whole material universe. Okay. So during that time, there is always an incarnation.
Okay. Can you say the 6 incarnations again?
Which incarnation?
Can you say the 6 incarnations again?
6 types of incarnation.
Yeah, everything, all of them.
So the 6 types is number 1 is Yuga avatar.
Okay.
Second is Purusha avatar. Third is Guna avatar.
Okay.
Fourth is Sakyavesh avatar.
Okay.
5 is Leela avatar.
Okay.
6 is Manvant avatar.